أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. My Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You are welcome to our annual Ramadan Tafsir conducted in BYAZHIN. This sitting is meant for the congregation of Al-HUDA MASJID in Upper MELONIA quarters in BYAZHIN-KUBWA district, FCT Abuja, Nigeria. We are going to undertake one verse from Surah to Al-Imran, Quran chapter 3. That is verse 140. Madam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين. The English translation before the commentaries.
إن يمسسكم قرح,
if a wound, al-qarhu is the jirah, if a wound or killing has touched you, if a wound should touch you even as you are fighting in the cause of Allah, as you are fighting for the sake of Allah, as you are fighting to uplift the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now,
فقد مس القوم قرح مثله,
similar wound had touched the people you are fighting against before now. Wound and killing actually occurred to your enemies. The likeness of the wound that touched you had touched those people prior to your own turn.
وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس.
Those are the days that we vary among people. We give such days of varying fortunes or misfortunes to people in turns.
وَلِيَعْلَمَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا.
Just because Almighty Allah wanted to test, know, and make evident those who truly believe. Now,
ويتخذ منكم شهداء.
and so that he, the Almighty, could also take to himself from your ranks martyrs, those who would enter into Jannah without making accounts of their deeds.
والله لا يحب الظالمين.
Inasmuch as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love the wrongdoers. Allah does not love the wrongdoers. The idol worshippers were thinking that they had powers. Yes. Almighty Allah alternated the tongues of victory in between you and them, just to let them know that however the case may be, the good consequence will be for you. Victory will be your own lot, not theirs. That was why when you won the war, some of you disobeyed. The idol worshippers had their own tongue, but at last you were victorious upon them, because those are days of varying conditions that which we alternate among people. We give everything to people in turns, sometimes for these ones and another time for those ones. It is based on our wisdom. It is based on our wisdom. Well, this is verse 140. This verse is talking about the wisdom behind why people, when they enter into fight against one another, are always having victories alternated among them. That is what this verse is talking about. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in yamsaskum qaruhun faqad massal qawma qaruhun mithluhu. If you are now being wounded, if you are now being partially killed by your enemies, you had wounded them before in the battle of Badr, and you had killed a lot of them in the battle of Badr. Now in the battle of Uhud, Allah made it their own turn because of a disobedience some of you displayed to the instruction of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Any competition comes with alternate success, even as each competitor contests with hopes of winning, while he may adversely suffer disappointment because of a reason unknown or known. The reason with regards to the battle of Uhud was known. The reason was known. That is why the battle of Uhud had its own ups and downs for the Muslims and the idol worshippers. Both sides had their own fortunes and misfortunes. But faith in Allah sustained the Muslims even as they were seriously hurt by the idol worshippers, who even injured the Prophet, wounded him, cut part of his teeth. All occurred because of the disobedience on the part of the majority of the 50 acres Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam strategically placed on a hill to watch the back of his troops. But they grumbled about their brethren who were packing the war spoils left behind by the idol worshippers who were running away when the Muslims won the war. They complained to their Amir, appointed by the Prophet ﷺ, that there was no need for them to remain on the top of the hill while the infidels, the idol worshippers, the Qurayshi troops were already running away, that they should go down to join their brethren in packing the loots of war left behind by the idol worshippers. Their Amir could not listen to their grumbles against the instruction and the directive of the Commander General, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alas, they could not see what Almighty Allah had planned for them. Otherwise, they would have resisted their own vain desires, and they would not have dropped from the hill. They would not have gotten down and descended from that hill. In their decision making, they were just like Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, who was swallowed by a large whale, a large fish, when he fled from one of the capitals of Assyria of that time, so annoyed with the Nainawa people, and فَظَنَّ أَنْ لَنْ نَقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ, thinking that Allah would never determine any bad thing for him, as in Surah Al-Anbiya, Quran chapter 21, in verse 87 of it. Prophet Yunus alayhi salatu wassalam was sent to the Nainawa people. They did not listen to him, and they did not even give him any time to relax. He fled the city. But he was wrong in his decision of living without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so his decision resulted into an extreme distress for him in the belly of the big fish as the result of his wrong decision. It was a very bad situation for him. Such was the unwell-planned, unwell-researched decision of those who detached themselves from the hill as against the advice of their Amir, who the Prophet told, none of you should come down until I ask you to do so. But when they went down without the Prophet ﷺ asking them to come down, they gave the devil the rope a little for him to work out his own devastating destruction of the Prophet's strategy of war during that battle. Wa inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Allah has spoken well when he advised you and I to never and never disobey directives of our leaders. You are to obey your leaders. Disobedience to the leaders will always lead to bad consequences, as it occurred during the Battle of Uhud. إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين. If wound has touched you, it had touched those other people before you. It is the same thing that occurred to them, because those are the days that we alternate among people to learn their lessons, and so that Almighty Allah would make clear to all of you, those who are true believers, and also to let some of you attain martyrdom. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So far, Allah does not like wrongdoers. Those who came down from the hill had did something wrong. Almighty Allah has now advised you and I, who embraced Islam, even we were not opportune to be in the era of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but we are Muslims. We are Muslims. Whatever revelation revealed to the Prophet to advise his companions of that time are also an address to all of us as Muslims. Almighty Allah says in Surah An-Nisa, Quran chapter 4, in verse 59, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu,
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Surah An-Nisa, Surah An-Nisa, verse 59.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا.
O you who have believed in the message, in the mission of Muhammad,
أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول.
obey Allah and obey the messenger,
وأولي الأمر منكم.
as well as the people of authority among you. You see, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the general commander during the Battle of Uhud, but he appointed some other second-class commanders at strategic posts. That was why he chose 50 acres and appointed a commander to lead them, to head them, to be their Amir. Those people were under an Amir. When majority of them were arguing with the Amir advised them never to succumb to the wishes of Satan, that it was Satan that was playing with their heads, but they did not obey the Amir. Here, Allah said that you have to obey Allah, obey the messenger, and
وأولي الأمر منكم.
and the people of authority from among you. People who are appointed to the corridor of power, make sure that you obey them, especially those who are part of you, those who are Muslims like you. They did not aspire to become the leaders, but Almighty Allah had put them in that position. So you are to obey them. It is with obedience that you can be well organized, while disobedience will always disorganize you. And once you are disorganized, you will give way and give room for your enemies to enter and meet you and to spoil the show for you. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. A beautiful, a beautiful teaching. How good will it be for Muslims in every place to always obey their leader and never to disobey, except if a leader commands to do something that is wrong. The way Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu told the Sahaba after the demise of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when he was made the Khalifa, he said, I have been chosen and I am not the best of you. You are to obey me in as much as I myself obey Allah and His Messenger. Once I disobey Allah and His Messenger, then there should be no obedience binding on you for me. So, in as much as your leader is commanding you to do something that tallies and complies with Islam and the Sharia rules of law, you are to obey. You should not disobey. Now, also in Surah An-Nur, Quran chapter 24, in verse 54 of it, Almighty Allah admonishes you and I.
قل أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول.
O Apostle, tell those who have followed you, those who have accepted your mission, Ati'ullah, that you are to always obey Allah in whatever He commanded to do or to undo. Wa ati'ur rasula, you are also to permanently obey the messenger of Allah, because the messenger will never tell you to do the wrong. He will always tell you to do the right. He will not on his own ask you to do things except as Almighty Allah guides him to do. So therefore, you are to obey the messenger. If you disobey the messenger, it means that you are disobeying Allah, because man ata'a rasula faqad ata'a Allah. Once you obey the messenger, you are obeying the one that sent him. And if you disobey the messenger, it means that you are disobeying the one that sent him. So as you are to obey Allah, you are to also obey the messenger. Wala.
فإن تولوا فإنما عليه ما حمل وعليكم ما حملتم.
If you dare turn back from obeying, if you dare turn back from obeying as you are being instructed, you should just know right now that he will only be accountable for what has been imposed on him to do. Once he has delivered the message, he is now a free person. He will have not to blame at all, because he has delivered the message to you. It is now left for you to accept the message and apply it and implement it. وَعَلَيْكُمْ مَا حُمِلْتُمْ, just as you will be held accountable only for what has been imposed on you.
وَإِن تُطِيعُوهُ تَهْتَدُوا.
But you should know that it is only when you obey the messenger that can be rightly guided. It is with obedience that things can be well for you. With disobedience, you will get into trouble. It is only when you obey the messenger sent to guide you that everything will be right for you. And that is why in our religion, those who are practicing heresies are on their own. And that is why they are disorganized. But those who are following Sunnah, they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. They take only the apostle as the role model. So they have no problem. They have no problem. If at all Allah is questioning any of them, they say, no, we were trying to apply Sunnah. We were trying to apply Sunnah. Oh, you Almighty Allah, if we have misapplied it, forgive us. Our intention was good. But as for those who are practicing heresies, can they say that, oh Allah, oh no, we were thinking that you have not completed the religion. we thought you have not completed the religion. That was why we tried to amend it. Eh? Eh? That was why we tried to let the Sharia be fitted into the conditions we were in. We try to blend the Sharia to suit what people want. We try to do what people want to, not what you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has willed for us. If the heretics are to say this, then they are at loss. They will be at loss.
وما على الرسول إلا البلاغ المبين.
Because as far as the messenger, the apostle, is concerned, his own mission is to completely deliver the message. In the Battle of Uhud, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam arranged his soldiers very well. He put each and every one of them in strategic locations. So he has done his own part. Those who disobeyed were the ones to blame. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was never to blame in what occurred during the Battle of Uhud, because he delivered the message. He did all that he could by making strategies for the war. We also have it in Surah Muhammad, wherein Almighty Allah also stresses the importance of obeying and not disobeying. Surah Muhammad, Quran chapter 47, in verse 33. Almighty Allah says there, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Surah Muhammad, chapter 47, in verse 33. Verse 33 of it, Almighty Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول ولا تبطلوا أعمالكم.
When a person is performing well, he should not try to spoil his good deed by himself. Allah says here, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh, you have believed in the mission of Muhammad. You who know that Muhammad is true and is telling you the truth, that he is not deceiving you. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. You should obey Allah and obey the apostle. If Allah is your creator and he knows everything about you, even what you don't know about yourself, he knows. So obey him when he instructs you. And the messenger that is sent to come and guide you, obey him, because he is only discharging the message vouchsafed to him. He is not doing things from his own self. So you have to obey him. وَلَا تُبْطِلُوا أَعْمَالَكُمْ. Never do what will spoil your good deeds, because when you disobey either Allah or the messenger, you will spoil your good deeds. You will spoil your good deeds. Those who say that, no, we are Quraniyun, we are Quranic group, it is only what we find in Quran that we follow. As for the Sunnah, oh, you followers of our hadith, uphold your hadith for yourself. We will tell them, you are wrong, because when Almighty Allah asks you to perform salat, it is the Prophet that explained how you are to perform the salat. Why are you now disobeying the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in your utterance, while in what you are doing, it is what he has you to do that you are doing. This is a contradiction. You are self-contradictory. You are contradicting yourselves. If you are to follow Quran alone, then you will not be praying. You will not be fasting in Ramadan. You will not go to perform Hajj. You will not pay zakat. Even for you to believe in Tawheed will be impossible, because everything about details only came in the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, we advise all of you who are practicing heresies to desist and to obey Allah as well as the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have it in hadith of one of the Sahaba attributing it to the Prophet. That is hadith YAWMU-L-ARB'AAU radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who quoted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as saying, "Isma'u, listen attentively, lend ears to what your leaders are saying. When you are in a gathering, let there be one speaker. When your leader is speaking, nobody should be having side talks. When you are having side talks, you will not hear what your leader is saying. At the same time, you will not allow other people to listen. وَأَطِيعُوا. And when you heard what the leader has said, then you should obey the directives. You are to obey the instructions. Carry out the instructions according to what your leaders are telling you, in as much as they are asking you to do what is good, not what is bad. Because even if your parents are the one asking you to do what is not in line with Sharia, Al-Quran Karim says, "Fala tuti'huma." You should not obey them in offending Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to talk of your leaders. If your leaders are asking you to do what does not tally and align with the Sharia, then there will be no obedience. So, ati'u, obey them. فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْهِمْ مَا حُمِّلُوا. Those leaders will only be accountable for what has been imposed on them. Their own role is to command you. And as they are commanding, Allah is watchful over them. If they command what is right, Allah knows. If they command what is wrong, Almighty Allah knows. And everybody will have the reward of what he is doing. وَعَلَيْكُمْ مَا حُمِّلْتُمْ. And you who are under their control, you will also be held accountable for what has been imposed on you. Allah said that you are to obey. If you fail to obey, Almighty Allah will punish you. May Allah never allow you and I to disobey our leaders when they ask us to do something that is right. This hadith has been recorded by Imam Muslim in number 1846, and it is showing you why we Muslims during this COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic, should try to do what is right. We have to do what is right. They say there should be no gathering of plenty people, so that you don't contribute to spreading the virus. Obey for your own good. If they say that when you are going outside your home, try to put on the nose mask. It is for your own good. If anybody says that this coronavirus is a scam, then that person is on his own, because you have been hearing how people are dying. Why are you now be lying? Are you waiting for your own turn for you to believe. Allah forbid. You are to obey. Obey for your own good, so that you can be safe. The lockdown is for our own good. All that we say is that those who ask people to stay back home should also play their own role. You don't put people inside their homes like you put chickens in there inside the how do you call it, the cages. People are not chickens inside the cage. Even when you put your chicken inside the cage, you have to be feeding them. So you people in the corridor of authority, enough is the corruption in the palliatives. Let the palliatives reach the people who need them. People are hungry, and hunger kills faster than the coronavirus. May Almighty Allah enable you and I to do what is right. Let us now have a look into what the writers of At-Tafsir al-Muyassar have said. They say about this verse 140, In asobatkum ayyuhal mu'minuna jirahun. If wounds have occurred to you, aw qatlun fi ghazwati Uhud, or some members of your troop have been killed during the battle of Uhud, fahazintum lidhalika, and you were very sad for that, faqad asaba limushrikina jirahun, you should know that similar injuries and wounds have struck the idol worshippers. Wa qatlun mislu dhalika, just as similar killings occurred to the idol worshippers fi ghazwati Badr, during the battle of Badr. Wa tilka al-ayyamu yusarrifuha Allahu bayna an-nas. Those are days that which Almighty Allah disposes among people. He alternates 53 days among people. Nasara marratan, nasrun marratan, victory sometimes for these people. Wahazimatun ukhra, and defeat for the same people another time. So as they were victorious in the past, they could be defeated, vanquished at the other time. Lima fi dhalika min al-hikmah, because there is wisdom in such with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you may not know, but Almighty Allah knows. Allah knows, because He is your creator. Hatta yadhhara ma alimahu Allah fil azal, because it is with that what Almighty Allah had predetermined in the in eternity will come to pass. Whatever Allah predetermined would have to occur. Nobody can surpass his own destiny. لِيَمِيزَ اللَّهُ لِمُؤْمِنَ الصَّادِقَ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ, because it is with that alternation that the true believer, the honest faithful, the sincere and fervent follower of Islam will be separated from those who are not sincere, those who are just follow, those who are hypocrites, those who are not honest to themselves. وَيُكْرِمَ أَقْوَامًا مِنْكُمْ, and Allah allowed that to occur so that he would also honor some of you the shahada with matador. Allah had predetermined that Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, Abdullah ibn Jahsh, Mus'ab bin Umair, and scores of other matters of Uhud would have that opportunity of getting admission into Al-Jannah without problem, without making accounts of their deeds. Wallahu la yuhibbu alladhina zalamu anfusahum, and Allah could never love those who have wronged themselves, those who misbehaved among you, those who did not pay attention to what Almighty Allah says, that وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنكُمْ خَاصَّةً. Fear the consequence of any fitna that will not befall only the perpetrators. Only a few number from you disobeyed, but see the consequence. You were seriously injured. وَقَعَدُوا عَنِ الْقِتَالِ فِي سَبِيلِهِ. Allah would never love those who also wrong themselves by relaxing and sitting back away from fighting in the cause of Allah. Allah asked the 50 acres to climb the hill. Their role was to be watchful of the surroundings of the Muslim troops. When some of them descended, they gave room for their enemies to come and capture them and afflict and inflict and make so much killings among them. It's a lesson for you and I today. How loyal are you to the people in the corridor of power whenever they ask you to do what is wrong? It is when they ask us to do what is bad that we will tell that no. The way we are saying now, if you ask people to stay at home, don't you know that hunger kills more than coronavirus? Give them food. Many other nations of the world during this lockdown are performing well. They gave what will sustain people during the lockdown to them. You also here in our country, as you ask people to stay back home, let them have what to take for survival. That is it. So we are saying this. So we advise this and we advise this. We advise you to obey people in the corridor of power, and we also advise you, the citizenry, to obey your leaders in whatever good instructions that they are issuing for your own good. May Almighty Allah enable each and every one of us to be good, obedient people of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. اللهم ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير فلا تجعل للكافرين ولا للمنافقين علينا سبيلا. اللهم انصرنا على من عادانا. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحور أعداء الإسلام. اللهم اكتب لنا النصر عليهم بمنك وكرمك يا من هو على كل شيء قدير وبالإجابة جدير. اللهم ربنا أفرج علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وسبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وسبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.